Hello, my name is Victor, and in today's video, I just want to take 30 seconds and congratulate my fellow ELF shareholders because just in the past 2 months, ELF stock is up 99% from its 52-week low. And in today's video, I want to explain why ELF stock has so much momentum because we just got their most recent earnings report, and without any further ado, let's get right into analyzing their income statement. And right off the top here, revenue was up 36% compared to this time last year. And I know that ELF is a growth stock, so growth is expected for them, but wow, they're beating even my expectations by quite a large margin. As we make our way down here, cost of sales was down 26%. Now, there is a little bit of an asterisk there. We will come back to that here later in the video. As you would expect, if the top line is growing tremendously and your cost of sales is down, your gross profit is going to look amazing, and that is exactly what we have here with ELF. Gross profit up 63%. Now, one line that I didn't like to see was the selling and G&A was up 43%, which is insane because it's growing even faster than the top line, which is in and of itself growing insane as well. But it didn't really make much of a dent here with the numbers because operating income was up 110%, net income was up 100%, a double up on the bottom line for ELF. Absolutely love to see it. Going back to the cost of sales though, because it is incredibly important to mention that the cost of sales was down so much because of tariff refunds that ELF received during this most recent quarter. ELF received $51.1 million with an additional $2.1 million coming from interest income because of the tariff refund. Now, the income statement was amazing. I'm sure that I don't have to convince you of that, but I have even more good news when it comes to the future outlook for ELF stock. And that is because as I was reading through their 10Q, I saw here that their e-commerce segment of their business grew 129% compared to this time last year. But not only is it just their e-commerce, retail stores, retail sales, in addition, were up 16%. Strong middle-digit growth for ELF stock. And even more good news for ELF stock is that their net sales in the United States were up 29% in the quarter. But even more exciting than that is that international net sales were up by 61%. I just want to take a moment here, and if you're enjoying the video, be sure to give me a like. It helps out the video tremendously and helps boost me in the almighty algorithm so that more people like you are able to learn about such a great stock like ELF. I have even more good news when it comes to ELF because they were able to increase their 2027 revenue guidance because of this amazing quarter that they just had. For the full year of 2027, because we just got their Q1 fiscal earnings here, ELF increased that revenue guidance between $1.94 billion and $1.97 billion, which was previously $1.84 billion and $1.87 billion. And I mean, things just look amazing for ELF here into the foreseeable future because Rode continues to be quite the catalyst for sales. In fact, just in this most recent quarter, Rode made up $160 million of their net sales, which, if I'm doing the math right here, just off the top of my head, that is a third of their sales came from that Rode acquisition from last year. And just like I mentioned earlier, that ELF is not only doing an amazing job of expanding the business through e-commerce, but they're also expanding internationally. And with so much good news with ELF right now, is it any surprise that now ELF is about 30% up year to date, which is amazing to think about because again, ELF hit their 52-week low of under $50 a share. I think it was like $49 and some change just 2 months ago. Just have a look at this chart. ELF was $49.57 on June the 5th of this year. As of the time of this recording, ELF stock is just under $99 per share. So ELF has basically doubled here in a span of like 60 days. And this is why I love being an individual stock picker, because you're not going to see these types of returns by playing it safe with, let's say, like an ETF. Being able to pick and choose individual stocks and see the potential in them when they are being kicked and they're down and nobody believes in them, those are the kind of stocks that I love to pick personally, because the rewards far outweigh the risks if you know what you're doing. So what am I doing with ELF in my personal portfolio? Well, given that I still expect about a 75% jump from here over the next like 3 to 4 years, like I mentioned in my previous video, I am still looking to buy ELF and grow my position in my portfolio because I am incredibly bullish on this stock. And it's funny because every single time that I start growing a position and something like this happens where the stock happens to double in such a short amount of time, one of my favorite regrets is being able to look back and say, dang it, I wish I had bought more when I had the chance. Because I never want to be the type of investor who says the opposite, where they say, I wish I hadn't have invested so much because the stock has been performing so terribly. Now, I do still have high expectations for ELF through the rest of 2026, so if you don't want to miss out on future updates, be sure to subscribe and always hit the like button to help me out so I can grow this channel just as much as ELF stock is growing here in 2026. A massive thank you to all of my subscribers, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.